Hi, this is Yingli. Here is the questions for teacher interviews, including teaching strategy. Do you use technology? How often? Do you have guiding questions? And what's your opinion? I interviewed four teachers from ISM: Mr. Steen from elementary school, Miss Crum, Miss Dingrando from middle school, and Mr. Helland from high school. Mr. Steve teaches young kids of 3 to 4 years old. He uses technology such as Seesaw to record the children's main activities at school, so parents and children can exchange school information easily at home.
Kinesthetic learners need movement, and auditory learners need to hear the instruction. Visual learners help by seeing. So one of the impacts of having the visuals is so that the students understand what to do in the classroom when it comes to the agenda or the directions, and they can read them visually, and they can hear them through auditory or
For
voice.
high school, Mr. Highland also uses a lot of technology.
For like in biology or in laboratories to look at a big concept and then go and explore it, like microscopes or gel electrophoresis and looking at DNA and genetics. I've started to use some of the phone virtual reality stuff where you can have some apps and they can view the periodic table and elements in three-dimensional, and they can hold the cube and look at all the different parts. I'll use Utah Genetics. I'll use PhET Simulator, which is on YouTube as well. So sometimes I'll have stations where one station is talking and discussing the problem, another station is doing the problem, another one might be, or a couple others might be different varieties and strategies of teaching that concept. And sometimes the technology works great for one student, but doesn't work for another student. So I think having that variety, and you can gauge that through formative assessment. Quick check-ins, ask some questions, do a starter question next time. You can do Kahoot, which is sometimes we won't use laptops or technology for a week. We'll use pipe cleaners, and we'll use marbles and balloons and other stuff, physical stuff for them to get it. And then maybe the following week we'll use some animations and some other things to help supplement and put it all together. So in moderation, it's really good. Right? Trying to teach DNA replication without animation is really difficult. But so much, or like showing what an atom is and how they bond is really difficult. But if they can see an animation, if they can use models to help put that together, then it helps a lot. But especially with younger generations, right? Technology is part of their life. Yeah. And I think it's important for them to engage with the technology and see how it helps their learning and not just for entertainment.
Here is my summary of interview. Usually, Google Classroom, Google Slide, and YouTube are mostly used. Before using technology, the teacher will have warm-up or guiding questions, and also will guide students to discuss after using electronic devices to judge the effectiveness of teaching. For the opinions, all the teachers have strong support for the technology use. It is said if you don't use the technology in class, that is because you don't know how to use it. Here I will analyze Ms. Dingrando's lesson plan. She is a wellness teacher. The topic of this lesson is respect. Basically, she talked about the goal of the lesson, 2 minutes meditation, then talked about how to show respect to person around the students, then discuss how to have respectful communication. Among this part, she introduced a sign of body language. Based on the ISTE standard, the educator is also a learner by setting learning goals to explore and apply pedagogical approaches made possible by technology and reflect on their effectiveness. Ms. Dingrando also used YouTube link to make 2 minutes meditation. Here is another sign of ISTE standard, facilitator. Educators facilitate learning with technology to support student achievement of the ISTE. Before Ms. Dingrando played the video of body language, there is a guiding question. What do you know about how body language affects a conversation? Then, after watching the video, the student need to think about what they now know that they didn't know before. So, do they agree with everything? The student need to discuss in their groups and then as a class. Some of the ideas in the video are controversial, and it's good for the discussion. Here, educator works as a leader, advocate for equitable access to educational technology, digital content, and learning opportunities to meet the diverse needs of all students. At last, Ms. Dingrando designed and set up an online game, Kahoot. All the students are excited and focus on the questions. According on the ISTE standard, Ms. Dingrando works as a citizen. She creates experiences for learners to make positive, socially responsible contributions and exhibit empathetic behavior online that build relationships and community. Besides, she is also a designer. Design authentic learning activities that align with content area standards and use digital tools and resources to maximize active deep learning.
But like sometimes I just feel like some kids are dominating the group and like some kids are just hanging back, and even though it says like team talk and you have the time for like the team talk, like I just then yeah, they just
Yeah.
aren't positive. Like I also think there's a balance.
Here is my checklist for future lesson plan. What's the objective of technology? How can I use technology to make students focus? And how can I control? How can I use technology to assess the students' achievement? And how to use technology for differentiation?